Greetings from OneMedRadio. I'm Matt Margolis. Today we're joined by Dr. James Tong, Director and CFO of Tianyin Pharmaceutical Company, a leading pharmaceutical manufacturer and supplier developing modernized traditional Chinese medicines and branded generics. Tianyin is based in the Sichuan province in China and trades in the Amex under the symbol TPI. Dr. Tong, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Matt, for the opportunity of a radio interview.
Of course. So maybe we can start with the biggest news in your company lately, the construction of a new manufacturing facility in Chunlai.
We have started at the construction of a new facility at Chunlai County of Chengdu pretty much beginning of this year, and we have communicated with our investors that the reason for the construction is one, that a reassignment of different regions to be different industrial zone, and our previous facility is located in Longquan County, and then that was designated to be an automotive center. And one of the reasons for relocation is that Chunlai County is going to be designated as a biotechnology center, and we are moving there. Second of all is that we are combining our pre-extraction plant with our current formulation plant altogether into one bigger facility at Chunlai County, and will be certified for new GMP standards. So there are multiple purposes for this construction, and we look forward to the final completion of Phase 1, which is estimated to be at the end of 2012.
And when do you believe it'll be fully operational?
We believe that pre-extraction plants should be fully operational by the end of this year, 2012. Depends on the scale of expansion of formulation plant. We expect that the formulation plant will be fully operational in 2013. And certainly there will be no interruption of the production, because we are working with government, and government certainly gave us the time to finish the new plan at the same time, keep the original formulation plan operational until the whole relocation is completed.
And how have investors responded to this announcement?
I think the investors originally have expressed concerns regarding the relocation, because it will cost some of the capital expenditure, which we estimated to be $20 million. And certainly there is some concern about interruption of production. As I have mentioned before, that these are under control, and the $20 million will be spent from our working capital and cash reserve, which is currently around $35 million, and there will be no interruption to production. So when we have communicated with the investors since last year and early this year, and then during our annual meeting, we found that investors understand and certainly support this relocation project.
So maybe you can talk a little bit about TPI's product portfolio and the related pipeline.
We currently have 58 products, and which includes Ginkgo Mehuan, which is short form of GMOL, GMOL, which is Ginkgo Mehuan Oral Liquid, which is our lead product. We actually had just one of the news out, actually a few hours ago, that Ginkgo Mehuan has been listed as provincial essential drug. Essential drug list includes about 300 products which are fully reimbursed by the National Insurance Program by China, and certainly listed in the essential drugs in two provinces, in Henan province and also Shandong province, is likely to support the sales expansion in these provinces. And we are really excited about this progress, and we're certainly making our effort to further expand the sales should there be more provinces list Ginkgo Mehuan or GMO as their essential drugs. Again, these provincial supplementary lists are in addition to the national EDL list. And we have other products. I will mention a few. We have Xuelian Chongcao, XLCC, which is you can say, a nutraceutical pharmaceutical, which is very special for China, that it's listed as a drug, approved as a pharmaceutical license, but it's actually a nutraceutical when it was first formulated, and it's for immunity enhancement. We have another product is a Western generic. It's binaural granules. In Chinese, it's called Apu Shangxing, and the sales has been increasing. And we have another product, azithromycin tablets, which in China is generic antibiotics, and we have a raw material plant support the raw material supply for this azithromycin tablet. And the last product I would like to mention is Qingrejie, which is a antiviral cold medicine formulated with herbal extracts, which one of our legacy products selling fairly well, especially during the winter. In addition to this 5-product portfolio, we have over 50 products, which is our generics, Chinese medicine, modernized Chinese medicine. We also distribute some other pharmaceuticals products, which will bring the whole portfolio over 70 products.
It's very impressive. And in light of this GMOL news, I think I'd like to talk about the current Chinese healthcare reform. And, it's certainly created some price restrictions. So under this dynamic competitive environment, what type of company do you think will be favored?
We think that if we look at before this reform, the companies making generics or copycats of the really good selling drug will certainly compete with any other companies in the market. But with this pricing restriction and at the same time with the increased, more stringent GMP certification, we see a lesser company. Lesser means they're less capitalized and their products are not standing out. Also, their companies are small and their raw material supplies are not certainly advantageous. Various reasons cause these companies are on their way out. Currently, we have, total China has about over 3,000 pharmaceuticals, and we believe in 5 years we might see a third of them are gone. Gone means that they could be absorbed into bigger pharmaceuticals or through various market mechanism or M&A mechanism, that we will end up with bigger companies with better products, larger product portfolios. And another group of companies are favored, or they have certain product portfolios are not duplicate with others, like our GMO product, which is prescription medicine and has a patent protection. Certainly, we are looking into building more products, this type of proprietary portfolio, and that certainly will cause time and effort and especially capital. But I think that in 5 years or even a decade, we see the companies are bigger with all-around portfolio will favor, and also the company with unique products, good margin, and also innovative medicine, or in combination, will be favored after this round of reform.
So let's shift gears to the capital market. Now, you're a case study of sorts in how a Chinese company can build a presence in the West. So how has TPI separated itself as an ideal supplier and developer in China of international pharmaceuticals?
We think that most people look at China stocks or U.S.-listed Chinese stocks as one way that U.S. investor or international investors participate in the growth of China. We see this opportunity for international investors, but at the same time, we see that the listing in the U.S. market will certainly provide a great platform for Chinese companies to go to the world. Currently, we do not have any international sale, but we are looking forward to, and we're actually developing some of the raw material sale in Bangladesh with our azithromycin raw material plant. In addition to that, we are also looking for distributors to develop sales in U.S. Because we do have the modernized traditional Chinese medicine, and some of the products may not be approved as a pharmaceutical in U.S., but very likely can be sold as a nutraceutical or dietary supplement. These are all various ways that with listing in the U.S. that we open the doors both ways.
Now, some talking heads maintain that disclosure and balance fraud in China is increasing to a point that is difficult to manage. You've previously discussed the current transitional period of weeding out that fraud. Can you go into some detail about that?
For the past 2 years, that we have seen the decrease or shrinkage of China U.S. listed companies' market cap. Some of the companies have lost their market cap by 50% to 80%. And some of the companies, due to various reasons, litigations, there were the trading halt and delisting. And you also see some of the companies went private. I think that we are certainly in a trial of confidence that we hear from various investors who have lost money, have indeed experienced the risk investing in foreign issues, which has always been the case, but for the past 2 years it has been fairly dramatic experience for them. I think that for us, particularly companies, and certainly to other Chinese companies who are listed in the U.S., that we are making the best effort to bridge the communication with our investors and also working with various professionals, our legal counsel, auditors, IR, and great public relations company like OneMed to reach out to our investors and tell our stories. And certainly, just you mentioned before, developing substantial business presence in the U.S. through various export and import. And I think that by doing this, we not only really growing the company, and we're growing the company visibly, and certainly we attend lots of the investors conference meetings. We hope that we can attend more meetings in addition to investor conference that was more like pharmaceutical companies, collaboration, or various ways we can develop our business in the U.S. or internationally. I think that this period will pass. We certainly do not have an estimate how long will it last, but we believe that by working day by day and communicating with our investors, that we will sooner or later really see the light at the end of the tunnel.
In that light, what is the short-term future and the long-term future of TPI?
So the short term is that we are still looking into various ways to develop the strategy under the current healthcare reform. So let me have a quick summary of the healthcare reform policy here. If you look at across the board of the China healthcare companies, that they have more or less experienced the price reduction, various stringency tests of their products under this healthcare reform. And because from the government, they believe that by limiting the tender price, that they can really weed out a lot of companies, weed out a lot of, sort of siphoned profit, which were gathered by various distributors. But at the same time, we might have quality problems if you really push the margin to be very low, because some of the companies, if they are not compliant to certain GMP standard, and that's how they can give a very low tender price or bidding price. So at the same time, we'll keep our quality and also cope with this is a dynamic market / competitive environment. I think the short term, we are going for several quarters of one, developing the sales, maintaining the sales, and developing our core product portfolio like GMO and the drugs I have mentioned above, and also developing a proprietary products like innovative medicine, which, if there's any substantial progress, will be communicated with our investors readily. And third of all is the relocation project, which we will do our best to finish on time or earlier and remove any uncertainties during this capital expenditure projects. For the long term, we see hope and promise that various growth strategies might take certain incubation time to take effect, but we have grown from 1994, a very small company, to the current size under the certainly the big picture of the growth of China. And we think that current trough for the healthcare reform or the pricing was very periodic. It was a temporary situation. We look forward to a greater and brighter future for TPI in the several decades down the line.
That was a company snapshot with Dr. James Tong of Tianyin Pharmaceuticals, trading on the Amex under the symbol TPI.